Well, here we go. Finally made it to Christchurch. And I'm looking for a drop curb to go down to the market, and I couldn't find one there, so I've got to carry on. So I finally got to Christchurch now, so I keep it on a separate video.
Nevin was right.
I'm having a go. I'm going to moan again. Don't listen to me moaning. Just listen to me now. So I'm looking for a drop curb, so I can go down there and have a look at the market, see what's going on. Well, that's an M&S next door. I didn't see that. Oh, that's useful to know in the future, because M&S is disappearing everywhere you go. But there's one thing in Christchurch, so I'm looking for a drop curb.
No.
I mentioned this to Dee because she's mad. She always wants handbags. I said, look at that, your eyes should be popping out. There you go. I found a drop curb. So now, heading up to the beginning of the market to have a good look at what I can find. And this is probably now, must be getting on for at least midday. And it is blooming hot. I'm not kidding you, it is blooming hot. So I'm taking a chance there. Like I said, I nearly cancelled this trip because I was worried that it would get too hot for me.
About the market.
So there's the market in front now. And it's on a Monday.
These pavements sometimes.
It's on a Monday.
These pavements.
That
they're such an angle.
Christchurch
I'm
market.
falling off the scooter.
Jeez, I'm moaning in the background, right? Shut up.
Right along.
I'm
Slowly.
moaning.
Give us a shout.
The market's open on a Monday in Christchurch, so if anybody wants to come to Christchurch, this is the day you need to come. At least you can travel down this road. This is usually a busy road, so it's free and able for anybody to pass through. I tried to find a hat store where I could buy another bucket hat. I did find one, but they were too patterned, and I need something bright so the sun shines off it. I told you I never saw that one on the left, so I should have gone there. But I was looking at, there was on the right hand side, there was a hat store. I never saw that one on the left, I have to go back there. Why do people stand in the middle of the blooming road? Get out of the blooming way. So I didn't really buy anything here, and neither did he. We had a look through, but we didn't really buy anything. We're not really good, are we? I tried to buy something, but they didn't have what I wanted, so see, that's why I go to Amazon whenever I want to buy anything, because you just can't find what you want anywhere, not even in the market. Terrible. As I said before, Christchurch is such an oldie town. If you look at the buildings on the left and right, they really go back in time. Not the shop fronts. Yeah, this is where I tried to find a hat. But if you look at the build, if you look at above the shop fronts, you can see how old they are. I mean, that's one thing I like about Christchurch. They haven't changed it that much. They've kept the old nostalgic architecture. Paul used to have that. In fact, I think after the war they used to make war films in Paul because of the old buildings and that, but I think they've modernised more now. But Christchurch, if you look at the buildings, it's so interesting. Not the shop fronts, look at the buildings above the shop, D there, getting into the shop. Keep telling her, follow me, get behind me. She has to overtake. She does it several times in this video, which annoys me a bit. Never mind that, it's number wins. So now we're heading through this. Up straight ahead is that leads on to there's another bridge up there which leads on to I forgot the name of it now. Terrible, isn't it? I've done my homework. But there's another beach area, there's another area up there. You have to look at your map. Do some homework yourself. Yeah, but look left, look left. Look at those buildings. I mean, that's probably where the horse and carriages used to go through in the old days. I mean, it's absolutely brilliant. And I love Christchurch for that. they kept all these buildings. Look, there's an old pub there on the left, Thomas Tribb. That's got to have been there in the old days. Look, that's good. It's got to be there when there's a sheep dipping in Ship Dip Lane.
That's a real oldie pub, isn't it?
Yeah, you do a bit of sheep dipping, then you go to the pub.
When I can.
What a great life they had back then. Mind you, they did have a World War One, so we can't moan. We can't moan. They had it back. Then World War Two. Yeah. There used to be a Pontins down here somewhere. I don't think they're there anymore. In fact, I don't think Pontins exist anymore. But there was a holiday camp, Pontins. They weren't like Butlins. I think it was mostly you have to look after yourself. They were just chalets, really. But Butlins did everything for you. I did a Butlin holiday in '65. And I went to Wales, Pontypridd. Yeah. I was interested in these. Look at these beautiful houses.
I bet they go back a long time.
Look at them. I mean, it makes me think of Hamburg. Along the river Elbe in Hamburg, there's old fishermen's houses where the fishermen used to struggle and work and live in these places. But now they're taken over. The wealthy live there now, and I bet it's the same here. These were probably the old farmers and fishermen and God knows what. But now they're probably owned by the wealthy people because it's in a lovely situation area. That's how life changes, isn't it? You never know, do you? If you go back in time and think, oh, I should have bought that. But back then, the poor lived there, but now the wealthy live there. But look at those houses on the right too. I bet they're not cheap. I bet they're not cheap because they're all in a lovely position. We've got the quay which we're heading for now. We're heading for Mudderford Quay. We've got Christchurch there. It's got to be a beautiful place to live. It's got to be so relaxing, so easy.
Well, it's quiet around here.
We're heading on down here now to Mudderford Quay. And the last time I came down here and filmed was when I was with Rolf in 1998 and I had an analogue camera. And I came down here and filmed. And what I noticed today, the place has changed so much. It was quite simple back then, but now it's a real tourist attraction. And I was quite impressed. So here we go now. We're going through the gates into what is known as Mudderford Quay. I mean, look at that on the right. Look at that truck. Look at that truck there. Look at it. That is a truck and a half, isn't it? It's obviously come from America. The same as the ones in front. There's a fairground starting up. I spoke to somebody in Lidl's who said it's going there today. So the fairground is opening today. They're going to have a fairground. It's probably opening there. But look at these trucks. They live in there. Look at these trucks. They're fantastic. They must cost more than the blooming houses we looked at. They're really fantastic. I found them so impressive. Look at that one. Fantastic. I bet they don't. They're not cheap to run, are they? Look, there's no one in front.
It says Nevada on the front.
See, it says Nevada in the front. Something comes from America, and there's that one, another one there.
Aren't they?
I was quite impressed by those trucks.
I want to film it. I'm trying to
Look at that.
film it.
Oh, look at that. Beautiful, isn't it? We don't make trucks like that in England, so it obviously comes from America. Someone's brought them over from there. Typical fairground people. So now we're at Mudderford Quay, and like I said before, it's changed so much since I was last here filming with Rolf in 1998. I mean, this area, I wanted to look at those trucks. I was getting excited by these trucks, but Dee kept following me now. She got in a blooming way, and I told her to stay there, so I'd go around and film the trucks.
I was just filming those lorries.
Anyway, so, but look at this area here, on the right. It's for kids. And it's so great, and look how busy it is with the kids. It's a great day out. Look, this is coming up. There's water pools there. And it was such a hot day, I bet it must have been great for them. So on the right, all the kids really enjoying it. Fantastic, I thought. And on the left you can see the boats. You can see the boating area, so you got all that. What a great place for tourists. And kids.
Isn't it?
It's beautiful, relaxing area. See, if you go to Bournemouth, you get nightclubs and all that lot. They're not for family, but as I've seen here, Christchurch is now for families, so I was quite impressed by that. So I carried on down this track to see where it leads, and I really didn't know where I was going and where I could end up, but I thought I'd just keep going because it's a nice area. Well, actually, I'm looking for ducks because Dee brought some bread with her. She wanted to feed the ducks, because I remember when I came here with Rolf in 1998, there was ducks and swans everywhere. But we couldn't find any. Look, there's no ducks and swans anywhere. I was saying to Dee,
No,
I don't know what you're going to do with your bread, because we can't find any ducks. That's what I'm saying to her.
How far we can go.
No ducks.
This has changed a lot since I last came.
Duckless.
You can get our boat from here to Hensbury Head.
As you
from here,
can
go
see
from
ahead there on the right, that big building.
I bet you can.
That's obviously a holiday place. Maybe that's where Pontins used to be, I don't know. But that's obviously a holiday place. What a luxurious place to stay. Imagine waking up there and looking at the river. So that's probably a holiday place. I don't know much about it. There's no sign outside. I can't see what it is. Looks like a holiday home. I think that's great. Relaxing place. Anyway, I'm following up it and I haven't got a clue where I'm going. So you got ferries there on the left, which can take you probably up the river to anywhere along on the river Avon. But Rolf and I caught a ferry further down, and that took us
Can you see any ducks?
took us to Hensbury Head.
There used to be loads of them and swans.
I've got that on video, on one of my old videos with the analog camera of us going across on the river to Hensbury Head. So there's obviously a lot more boating trips now, so anybody who wants to come here,
Careful.
you can go across from Christchurch to Hensbury Head. What a great day out, especially if you're a hiker. What a great day out. Then I got this far and I thought, hang on, that's the end of the road. Nowhere else to go.
That's as far as we can
So I
go.
thought, let's go back again. Let's go back again. Let's see where we go.
So what do we do?
As
Turn
I said,
Turn back and go for this.
but look at that building on the left. There's
Hang
Dee.
on, let me go in front.
Jumping
I'm
in front of me
filming.
again.
Still filming,
Get out
Dee.
of the way. Follow me, I said to her. That building on the left, that's a hotel.
Look at that place.
It's quite a nice building there. And you're overlooking all the river and everything.
Pardon?
So that's great.
No.
So we're making our way
nothing
back
in there.
again. So it's quite a big
Save it
building,
for
isn't
when
it,
you
on the
can.
left? Quite a big building. There's a lot of places there, holiday homes. It's got to be holiday homes. There can't be residents. So we're following this track now. Remember, like I said, in 1998, all this wasn't here. So this is all new to me. I'm just following my nose. Dee keeps saying to me, where you going, where you going? And I say, I don't know. I'm just following my nose, follow me. There's a paddle board there. Paddle boarder.
There's no ducks
What do you call
anywhere.
that, what do you call them?
See, this is where you get a boat, look. Takes you over to Hensbury Head.
But we're still looking for ducks. Where's the ducks? So we're travelling along around the riverside, trying to find some blemmin' ducks so Dee can get rid of her bread that she bought. So we're travelling further up this path,
Have you been here before, Dean?
Obviously a big boat in
Have you
it.
ever been
In
here
fact,
before?
it looks even bigger than Poole, doesn't it?
Course
With a
it.
boat in there.
Yeah, of course I
Because
have.
a lot of the boats up there are quite expensive. So it's probably, I don't know if you can get from Poole, maybe you can get from Poole to here. Oh yeah, you can, I bet you
It's
can.
not just the market.
But I noticed a lot of these boats are quite expensive. They're not just cheap, are they? Boats aren't cheap anyway, unless you get a blooming dinghy. But I noticed there was also boats for hire, dinghies and motorboats and that. So if you like boating and you can't afford to buy your own yachts like you can see on the right there, there are ways where you can rent a boat. And I don't know how far. I'm not tried that. But see on the left again, there's all the kids in there, all having a great time, with the water and that. So it's a great day out for the kids. So this is an ideal place for families now. Earlier on I said for elderly people and tourists, but no, it's a place for families. I wish I stopped off there and had an ice cream, but I didn't think about it. I just wanted to plod on because I was worried about wearing my camera again. And then suddenly we come here. Hang on, when this guy goes, we look ahead. Oh, ducks, Dee, ducks. So we did stop off here, and Dee was able to feed the ducks, so she was happy. Anyway, we plodded on, and I didn't have a clue where I was going, because all this was new to me. Imagine that. I know all the roads and shortcuts and all that, but come here, and it's all new to me, because I haven't been to Christchurch since 1998. See, up there ahead, that's where you head on to Hensbury Head, if you want to go by boat. It's just a simple, well, probably a bigger boat now, but it's just a simple boat before, as you can see in that video I had before. So now I'm just following this path. Now follow me nose, as I often say, to see where it takes me, and see where I end up. And Dee keeps saying, where are you going? And I say, I don't know, just follow me. I'm like a blind leader. But I know what I'm at. So I didn't make a mistake. Yeah, that's probably the area. See those boats on the right? You can hire them. Got motors on them. So you can ride up the river, so you can have a good day here. There's lots to do. I think it's a lot more exciting than the beach. The beach is boring, especially now they've messed up the sea.
To Hensbury Head.
Getting a bit untidy now with my scooter. Look, my bag's all over the place. Got to move my camera too much, but don't worry about that. Just look at the video that I'm showing you. So that's another place up on the left. That's where you can get fish and chips. I remember going there. They've been there a long time. I went there with Rolf, fish and chips. So that's ideal. So I'm following this route now, and look at my scooter. Luckily, this proves my camera's good because it's not shaking. But look at my scooter. These cobblestones are rattling my blooming skull at my head, and I'm going. Oh no, and suddenly I got onto a nice smooth land, so I was happy about that. Like I said, I haven't got a clue where I'm going. I know I did this with Rolf, but again it's changed so much. They've got now better pathways and gardens and that. So I don't know, because we did it on foot then, I didn't have my mobility scooter.
Never been down there before, don't know where I'm
So I didn't know how far I could go with this track, but I bet you can go even further than I did. But it's a beautiful area, isn't it? It's so relaxing for walkers and that. There's a monument there on the right. I don't know what that's for. Never stopped to look.
I don't know how far we can go.
I'm filming bums again.
At the moment.
Filming bums again. So I have to cut the video here. I can't have too
Filming
many
bums
bums
again.
in my videos. Alright, that's it, I cut it off. And now I'm heading on through, and I don't know where I'm going. So I
Following
decided
where
to
I
go up this
can.
little
I
narrow
don't know if I can
path.
go that way.
And I thought, where the hell is this going to take me? It was all an adventure, which is what's
Oh, we're at
and
the
then I
Priory.
suddenly see, oh, it's the Priory, that's the church. That's the Christchurch Priory, the church, so I was quite impressed with that. And I just kept following the track, seeing where I would, how far I could go. As you can see, a lot of walkers come along
I don't know
here.
how far I can go. I'm just going. Oh, right.
I said to them, I don't know where I'm going, I'm just following my nose, which I was. I'm just adventurous, just follow the road, follow the brick road. It's a yellow brick road, no, but this isn't the yellow one. So I turned around it and oh yeah, it's the Priory.
Oh, just follow me
that's an
nose.
old church on the left. That must go back a long time. I don't know when it was first.
That's an old church, isn't it?
I don't know when that first was built. But it goes back a long, long time. And then I noticed, I said to Dee, a lot of these gravestones on the right,
Gravestone.
they're so old, they're
They
so
really go
old.
back in time, don't they?
You don't even see the name on the stone.
Look at them. Look at
You know,
they go back.
they're probably the first
Probably
people
the
that
first people
lived
that
here.
lived here.
In Christchurch, going way back when there was sheep dipping and going to the pub. Excuse my hand, I'm trying to move my camera to capture.
Yeah.
A lot of these stones, there's no.
Rolf and I went in this church.
The name on there has just gone. Nobody knows where they are, who they are, and yet they still stay there. And I don't understand that. I thought they got rid of graves if nobody
The
bothers.
names now,
I
the
thought you
names
had
are
to
gone.
pay for graves. If you buried someone, I thought you had
I
to
bet
pay
they don't
rent.
bury people
No.
there anymore.
But somehow, and they're all old ones, there's no new ones, so I don't know what the rule is on that.
I'm not
So,
going in. I'm just filming.
yeah, I thought I was just.
I'm not going
Rolf
in,
and
I'm
I
just filming.
did go in there. I did film it
Gonna
going
turn
there,
round.
but I didn't want to go in there with my
I'm gonna
scooter,
turn
so I
round.
just went to the entrance and turned round. I thought just have a quick look, but when I was before, there's Dee again.
Come on.
See, look, there you go.
Turn round.
Hello, Dee.
Follow me.
Out the blooming way. Get out of the way. So now I'm going down the blooming cobblestones again, and my body's rattling. Oh, look at my scooter going.
Come on, there's cobbles, you.
Oh, it's horrible, this stone. Look at my scooter. But it just goes to prove how good the GoPro camera is.
I
Because
don't
it's
like
not
this
changing
cobble.
the camera one bit. And the camera's attached to my handlebar. It's not changing one bit. It's just me that's rattling, not the camera. So I finally get to this. Look at that, it's nice and clear now. And I go to turn left and boom, now there you go. All the people come. What's the matter with you? Look, here they come.
You're right.
The wilderness dog. So now carrying on through, and this leads us back into the town centre. Guy on the right doing sewing up the ladder. But look at these buildings
I said,
on the left.
I want to film those houses. And you're going
See,
to get
Dee
in the
gets
way.
in the blooming way here. She's supposed to not overtake me. Stay out of the way. Because I wanted to film these lovely cottages. I wanted to film these cottages. Because again, old buildings that have been there since the year dot. Dee's supposed to be behind me.
And you've got to follow
So here we go. Now we're heading back into the town centre. So now heading back into Christchurch Main Street. To try and film not just the market but the shopping mall. Because when I was here before, and I told you my battery went out, I couldn't film it, so I thought I've got to film. Although the market was interesting, I've got to film
Had a hen night, had a good night.
the actual shopping mall. So heading on through, and there's the main street right up ahead. To the right, it leads to an old bridge where fishermen, you can see the fishermen sitting in boats fishing. And there's a little small bridge up there. That goes on to trying to remember the name of the area. Is it Wick or something? But it goes further on, and you can go to, if you've got a car, I mean, maybe I could have done it on scooter, but you can lead to other areas, which even takes you down to a nice place by the sea, where there's boating as well. But I thought, no, I won't do that today. It's getting a bit hot now, and look, you can see it in the sky. It's probably about 1 o'clock now, and it was getting a bit hot. It's getting a bit tiring hot. So I think I was glad to get as much filming as I did, but I was keen to go back again. It was getting a bit hot for me. So we're heading on here in the high street to look at the normal shops. We've got the market there, but there's a lot of interesting shops there. I had fish and chips on one of the places on the left somewhere. I mentioned that in another video. But you've got other quaint shops up here, so it's not just the market, but I saw some beautiful other shops in there, little shops. To the right, to the left, you see the region. That was a cinema, and back in my 60s, and then it changed from being a cinema, and I see now it's back to being a cinema. But that brings back memories for me when I was a teenager, because we used to go there for the pictures, and there used to be an old guy there with tattoos all over. He was covered in tattoos. He used to scare the pants off a lot of us. And if you were caught snogging in the back seat with your boyfriend or whatever, he would come up and shine his torch on you and kick you out. So everybody feared him. But he was a nice guy, really. But we called it the flea pit. It was called a flea pit back then. But I bet a lot of cinemas are called a flea pits in England and even Scotland. So it's not an unusual name. So now I'm looking coming up this road here now, and I'm looking for the shopping mall, which should be to my right somewhere along here. As I go up here, there it is here. Now we're entering Christchurch shopping mall. Do you know what? They got a name for it, and I can't remember what it was. It's outside there was a sign saying another bus here. So this is the shopping area for Christchurch folk when the market's not there, normal shopping area. It seemed to be fairly busy. I don't know whether they're doing better than Bournemouth shopping or Boscombe. Or Boscombe shopping has gone downhill. But I don't know if they're doing any better. Because shops are failing, aren't they, in the UK? But then that's because they don't sell what you can get on Amazon. I mean, I've just had an Amazon delivery, and the things I've ordered, I could never have bought it around here. No way could I have bought it around here. I had to go to Amazon and order it, and then I had plenty of choices. So that's why the shops are failing. That's why they're closing down, because they just don't. They can't provide unless it's a one-off, spontaneous shopping.
What do you want to do now, Dean?
They really don't have.
What do you want to do now? Head on back?
Much choice.
I kind of think you've got
Anyway, so I'm now saying to Dee, we've done it all now. Let's go home.
Right, head on back.
I mean, I'm
Starting to get a bit hot.
I'm feeling really hot. It's gone past 1 o'clock by now. And I'm saying to Dee, right, we've done it all. We've filmed it all. Let's head on home. So now I'm going out of Christchurch. This is an underpass. So I didn't think they had. I missed it in the first run I did. I didn't think they had it, but they've got an underpass which gets you out of Christchurch. Underneath that busy Christchurch bypass. So we're following that now. The underpass. Well, at least it's clean and there's no beggars there sitting lying on the ground like you get in Bournemouth. So we follow on through, and it brings us up to just outside of Christchurch. It brings us up to a place called Buckets. There was roadworks going on, so I couldn't get back onto the Castle Lane road, so I had to come round on the other side of where we came in. There was roadworks, so now we're in what we call Buckets. So I'm following this route through, which takes us into Buckets. I remember in the 60s being up here. I went to the greengrocer's shop and I was talking to the guy and he was serving me. And suddenly like a siren went off and he ran off. And I thought, where's he gone? And somebody said, oh, he's a temporary auxiliary fireman. So, and there were a lot of them then who had normal jobs like in shops and that. But when the fire alarm went off, when the siren went off, they rushed off to wherever they went to attend the fire. I don't even know where the fire station is in Christchurch. Look at that building on the right. See up there? Look at those workmen out there. Working in this heat, they were all brown. They were like blooming foreigners up there. Brown, almost black they were. How they can work in that heat, I don't know. Especially when you think about things like melanoma. It can't be health, safety to work in those conditions. I felt sorry for them. I couldn't spend 5 minutes up there with the sun beating on me. Good luck to them. So what I've got to do now is cross over to the other side of this road because I've got to turn left. There's a street where the Christchurch railway station is, and I've got to go up there, which will take me which will take me back to that road, the road that I come down before. So I've got to travel all the way up there. Now if we go straight on ahead, if you don't turn off like I'm going to do, it will take you to Herne Airport or Matcham, or then on to the Wessex Way motorway to London. So that road ahead, Fairmile is up there, the hospital. But I've done a trip to Fairmile Hospital. I've only got the appointments yet. So we've got Fairmile Hospital up there, but we've also got, like I said, the road to Herne Airport, Matchams, and onwards to the M3, M27. So I'm looking to turn up left here at this junction coming up right now. Note again the old houses on the left. There's another oldie pub. So it's all oldie around here. So there we go. We're now Stour Road. This is where the Christchurch railway station. If you catch a train and it happens to stop off like the milk train at every station, it will stop at Christchurch railway station. But normally it just flies through. Same with Folkestone. It goes straight from London to Bournemouth Central. And there, Bulstrode's, that's auction room. Rolf and I used to go there 7 times. We've got some good bargains there. It's a good auction room there. So that was a memory. But again, look at the houses. Look at the houses around here. Again, big, large houses. Worth blooming fortune. Kind of crazy, isn't it? You talk about youngsters today can't get on the ladder. Mind you, I'm a baby boom. I didn't get on that blooming ladder. It wasn't easy back then either. Same with the going about Brexit. They say, oh, it's gone downhill since Brexit. Well, I was around when Brexit was going. Not Brexit, wasn't near the EU. But I still had lousy jobs, lousy pay, and housing, couldn't get a property. So things weren't that brilliant before. I don't know what everyone's going on about it. It was brilliant during the day of the EU. It wasn't. Nothing's been brilliant. Mostly for the wealthy people. Not, I'm having a moan again, I bet. as you see ahead, that is the main drag, the Barrack Road. So what I've got to do here now is turn right, and that takes us on that busy main road, which goes all the way to Castle Lane, which leads to the hospital and the shortcut I like to take. So we're back on Castle Lane. But one thing I've noticed on all this route, I've been talking about houses, like those houses on the right, and they all look pretty nice, but they're all close to main roads, and this traffic is noisy. Even while I'm making this video, I've had to turn the sound down, because this traffic is noisy. So I wouldn't want to live on this main road. In the days when those houses were probably built, probably just had all some cars going on here. Now look, we've got all of the heavy stuff coming down. It must be ever so noisy living in this place, especially at the front. So I don't envy them for that reason. Not at all. Unless they've got triple glazing. Now, I mean, I've got double glazing on my flat, but even then, come round outside with the blooming blowers drives me crazy. But a lot of these houses on main roads, although they look good, although they look expensive, they are living on the main drag, and it must be noisy. And it goes on not just during the day rush hour now, it goes on 24/7, because people are going these routes all the time, travelling during the night now, because England has become like that now, or even the UK has become like that now. Well, it's 24/7 country, but everything just keeps on moving. There is no, like New Year's to say about New York, never sleeps. Well, I think it's like that. Most places, nobody ever sleeps. Well, I try to. It's getting a bit not, just lately. It's difficult. But around now, I thought, well, I've done the full circle. I've filmed this area before, so there's no need to go over it again. Although I'm just going back on it, but I've done this before. So I thought I'll stop and switch the camera off soon. But I want to include, just as a last measure, when we get to Boscombe, I keep saying Boscombe, Bournemouth Hospital, when I turn off left and go up that path, lovely shortcut. So I thought I would slot that in as a kind of goodbye. So this is a nice route. So shortcut takes you through, good for walkers, good for joggers, good for scooters, cycles. So I thought I'd include that at the end of this video. So there we go. So now this is a shortcut I told you about. I love this track. I love this track.
And these?
There you go. This is a shortcut. Only dog walkers, joggers, scooter riders, e-scooters can go this way. On the left and on the right, for people, cyclists on the left, walkers on the right, although some people break the rules. But it's a nice area. I love this area. And look at those trees, full leaves. It's beautiful. Just sit back and watch it. In fact, by now, I was pretty worn out. It was a good trip. My backside was hurting on bumps on my scooter. And we've been out, because I think we got to close to 2 o'clock, 10 o'clock to nearly 2 o'clock.
Yeah.
We've been out all that time, and in the hot sun. So I was keen, I was desperate to get back. And Dee was behind me again, foreign. She was worried that a battery on a scooter might run out, but I know it would have lasted for this journey. And it did. So my next planned trip, as I said, I don't know when, because I've got to wait for the weather to get a bit more cooler. It's just too hot for me right now. I can't handle it. I'm going to do Parkson. I've done Parkson in the old videos with the analog, but I haven't done Parkson lately. And I've got to go to the pool. That's my next venture. It's going to be quite an effort because I'm hoping my scooter will get me there. Because although it's easy going there, it's all downhill, but it's uphill coming back, so it might be a bit of, I'm going to take a chance anyway. You know me. He who dares wins. So I'm going to take a chance. But I'm enjoying making this video, and I've got to look for new areas. I've found a few on this road that I've got to do, but I think Parkson and Pool's got to be my next ventures. Pool High Street mostly. And maybe that will come at the end of July or September when it gets a bit, or August, when it gets a bit cooler. See, he's breaking the rules. Get on the other side. Hello. So here we are, we come to the end of that pathway. And then back on the track again, which will take me back to Holness Road. So I've done complete circles here. So this is Littledown Avenue, or road. Is it avenue or road? I think it's avenue. And it takes me back to Holness Road, where the football ground is. And then and the Ruho. Like I said, I'm quite worn out, so I cut the camera there, and we're now approaching the area where I'm all familiar. Because what I want to do now, what I'm desperate to do now, is go into Aldi and get myself a few cans of cold beer. I'm hot, my hands have got sunburn, I'm tired, I'm worn out, and I know I've got to put all this film together. I've got to edit it and do the audio. So I thought, I'm going to get myself some cold beer and just head on home. In the meantime, I hope you've enjoyed this video, or the ones I did before it. The Christchurch running, part 1, part 2, and then finally got the Christchurch. And I'll try and do as much as I can, and do narrative for you so you know what's going on, not just film without anything going on.
Follow me?
So I'm saying to you now, you come with me or you going and stay on? She said, no, I'll come with you. So heading off to Aldi now. And get myself some cold beers. And then look forward to making the next video for you, which I look forward to myself, even though it's hard work sometimes, especially my bum. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Thanks a lot. Bye for now. Bye.